Firebirds going right to left in the opening period. Logan Morrison, James Hanlon, and the puck is down here in the opening frame. It's dumped on in by the Firebirds down the ice where Hamlin goes and gets it. He shuffles it to the far side wall where it's poked along by Ty Nelson. Nelson flips it around to the near side glass, and racing on over is Jagger Fergus trying to get it back in Firebirds possession as Morrison blows a tire, and the Condors will shuffle it all the way down the ice, and this results in Ian Hayden all the way down into Condors territory. Leighton Road pins a man up against the boards, cleared around the glass looking for Robbie Harventi, and now he gets the puck and will shuffle it back to the neutral zone where Zach Ewens for the Firebirds clears it down the ice. Harventi trying to get out of his own zone, and in his way was Yanni Newman. Now the Firebirds kick it back behind the goal, centering feed for Fergus. Morrison with a drive and a save by... Firebirds now in the defensive zone. Max Jones peels it free. Jones with a lane to the net. Couldn't get the shot on goal. It bounced just wide as Max Jones, almost had 300 games in the National Hockey League, walked right in on Osman. Picked up down the boards by Damian Carfagna. It comes the other way for Yanni Newman. He'll catch the red, dump it on goal. Tompkins fights it off to his right. And the Condors flip it off the glass. Glove down by Seth Griffith. Griffith to the neutral zone. Over the line looking for Hamlin. Turns away. The Firebirds turn it over. Hamlin across up the left wing. Here comes Leppinen on Cage. Swatted away by Osman. Griffith trying to turn it away from Fergus. A shot from long range is stopped by Osman as Yanni Newman tries to thread the needle through the neutral. Tries to get it back, and it's poked away by Tompkins. Max Jones on the reset for Bakersfield. 14:40 to go in the first period. A 2-0 lead for the Firebirds here on the road. Game 1 of 3 on this road trip. Coachella Valley a couple of games against Colorado this weekend in Loveland. First time they're going to see the Eagles in Loveland. Face-off win by the Firebirds. Ewens to Dragosivic. Right side. He couldn't get the shot free. Pitlick tries to pick it back up, but he fanned on the attempt as well. It would have been an odd man rush the other way. Still might be as Dragosivic knocks it down. And Petrov drops a pass back, and the Firebirds cut to center 2-on-2. Morrison. It's gone here in the first period. Still 2-0 Firebirds. Stillman has it back from inside of his own end. He'll twist around Logan Morrison. Peel back behind the cage. And starting it on back for the Condors before the Firebirds break it up. Fergus looking for Dragosivic. It's intercepted. And now a chance for Bakersfield. Here's a shot by Howard and a save by Victor Osman. Firebirds come the other way. Fergus face off to the left of Tompkins. Firebirds win it back. Here's right across. Chugnov at the center point. Tries to let it rip. It's blocked on down. Fergus gets it down low. Looking for Yanni Newman. And the pass intercepted. Condors back to the offensive zone. Left wing circle up top. A shot blocked by Fergus. I don't know if it was an intentional block or not, but he got in front of that shot and took away an odd man chance for Bakersfield. Newman carries through center as the Condors change. Strong arm it into the offensive zone where Tompkins will twist it around back behind his own goal. And Seth Griffith catches it out to center ice. Pass across left wing side, and Osmith for Jagger Fergus. Fergus kept to the outside by Stillman. Fergus gets it back, centers a feed, glove down by Ewens. He'll skate on into the left circle. Feeds it over for Fergus. Shot is blocked. He'll get it back, launch it to the goal, deflected just wide as Morrison was in the vicinity. Morrison for Ewens. Wrister kicked away. Rebound, score! Zone though. Josh Brown on the re-entry, broken up by Ewens. Comes down the wing. Howard in front, a chance. They couldn't finish it off as Mariala had a good opportunity. Now Brown. Shot is blocked. Comes the opposite way for Fergus. Launched up the ice off the stick of Newman. Touched back up the other way by Brown. That will negate the high stick. Meanwhile, it's Howard in over the blue line for Bakersfield. Was greeted by the stick of Lucas Dragosivic. One-handed up the glass by Olofsson. Tossed out to center ice. Bo Akey and Yanni Newman jockey for position down the right wing side. Rescued by Carfagna for Bakersfield. 5 minutes to go in the opening period. Good rips it on in. Firebirds make a change with 3 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the first. Poulin pushed off the puck. Newman out to center. 2-on-2. Morrison over the line. Drop pass for Fergus. A wrister and a stop by Tompkins. Around the wing for Logan Morrison. Right point for Dragosivic. Near side corner awaiting it is Fergus. Behind the goal for Yanni Newman. Newman turns it back around for Fergus. Up the left wing side to the point for Ewens. On across Dragosivic. Bouncing puck. Core. He took warm-ups today, but not in the lineup. Shot by Charlie Wright, blocked in front. Rebound by Morrison, kicked away by Tompkins, and the rebound put right back in front, but knifed away by Isaac Howard. Cleared down again by the Condors, who again committed. Morrison doesn't quite win the face-off, but does get the puck out. It's tossed on in again by the Condors. Akey sends it down, and Ewens will get to it. Near side boards, Newman looking after it. Morrison in front of his own goal for Lucas Dragosivic. Up the ice, looking for Fergus, who got his stick held on the play. Lane Lambert, as his team is back on the ice post-Olympic break. They're practicing. Hear his thoughts from the Olympic break. And day number 1 back at Kraken Community Iceplex. 40 seconds to go in the first period. An eventful opening 20 for the Firebirds. Clearing attempt fails. Chance in the front of the goal. Blocked by Dragosivic. Newman out to center. Racing it down is Morrison. He'll flip it in deep on the backhand. Firebirds trying to take advantage of a Condors change as Rode trying to spin right through the 2 defensemen who were newly on the ice. Kind of caught flat-footed. But Rode was also at the end of a longer shift as well in that opening minute of the second period. You have to be aware of the changes in the second period since the benches are a little further away for both teams due to the changing of sides. Here's Logan Morrison for the Firebirds over the line for Fergus. The centering feed for Newman. Never got to him as Akey disrupted. Now Newman shot to the opposite corner. Kicks around. Fergus down the wing. Backhands it off. Hudson gets it back, and Fergus can slide it down in front. Baryala the other way to the red line. Lead. Face off the right of Tompkins. One on back by Bakersfield. Bounces off the boards as Newman tries to deflect it in front. Hits a skate and bounces wide right of the goal. Pitlick broken up by the Firebirds. Charlie Wright now into the zone the other way. Damian Carfagna playing it back for Bakersfield. Akey didn't get a clean look on that. Fanned on the pass, and now Morrison travels it to the offensive end. Feet a little too far in front of Jagger Fergus, and now played the other way by Bakersfield before the Firebirds get it back and toss it in deep. Misplayed by Tompkins, but he got a second effort at it and maneuvered it over for Bo Akey. Firebirds keep it in the zone. Newman for Jugnoff. Fergus, Jugnoff, one-timer, save, rebound, and a great left pad stop on Newman from Tompkins. Here's Charlie Wright of the right circle. Wright back up the wing. Newman intercepted by Petrov, and it's bounced out to center. Here's Matt Brown in on Ostman, and a kick save made by Ostman. That one shot out right in front of him. No icing on the Firebirds dump in power play this year. 31.8 on the year against Bakersfield. 7 for 22. Holding the call on Carfagna as the Firebirds quickly evacuated from the defensive or offensive zone, and Edward Chalet moves it up ice for Yanni Newman, trying to chase it on down. Tompkins spins it to his right. Josh Brown gets it on the clear, ladles it all the way down where Max Jones will race after it. Jones tangles up with Osman, who never played the puck in behind the trapezoid, but then scoots it around for Logan Morrison. Newman for Morrison, back up top. Firebirds set up on the man advantage. And brought to you by Spotlight 29 Casino. Fergus gets it to the left point for Edward Chalet. Chalet, Jugnoff, now for Newman at the right circle. Chalet, off a couple of bodies. Stillman tries to clear, and it punches off of Poulin all the way down. World's top bull riders battle it out. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Halfway through the second period, halfway through the hockey game, the Firebirds with a 3-1 lead over the Bakersfield Condors as Zach Ewens gets in the zone. A blast by Newman. Rebound for Fergus, trying to go skate to stick and couldn't finish it off. Morrison punched to the corner, pulling out to center ice for Matt Brown, and Brown will work his way in. He'll dump it to the left wing corner, and the Firebirds chase it. Here's Newman with a big blast moments ago off the pad of. Firebirds get their first change of the penalty kill. 50 seconds have gone by. Here's Lepinin. Reverse Morrison's it on back for Seth Griffith. Firebirds with Furcus, Morrison, Wright, and Ewens. As Mariala gets back on side and looks to keep this power play moving for Bakersfield. Limping into the right point. Griffin for Howard, down low. Mariala twisted away by Furcus, and the shot by Hudson blocked by Furcus, and go away down it goes. 17 seconds left on the Hayden penalty with 6 minutes to go in the second. Firebirds still up to a 3-1 lead. Hamlin over the Coachella Valley line for Max Jones. 3 seconds to go on the power play. Pulling across, too hot to handle for Hamlin. Arventi, Hamlin, fought off by Osman, another big save. Firebirds break it up. Furcus out to center ice. For Morrison, down low, save, rebound for Hayden, and he couldn't get it to go. Hot off the pad, rebound. And now Furcus, 2-on-2 with Logan Morrison. Over the Bakersfield line, Morrison right circle, kept to the outside. Blue line, Dragicevic, a bouncing puck. Left alone in front and behind Jagger Furcus, and cleared away by Bakersfield with 5:08 to go in the second period. Still 3-1 Coachella Valley. Jugnoth off the boards. Morrison speeds to it through the center ice. He'll chickens after an ice save on Mitchell Stevens. Firebirds up in shots 25-20 and up by 2 here in the latter part of the second period. To the corner it goes in the offensive zone for Bakersfield, but Logan Morrison battles in behind the cage over the left shoulder of Victor Osman. Picked up in front of the goal. No dice for Bakersfield, still trying to set things up in the offensive end. Up the boards, it's Hamlin for Seth Griffith. He'll turn it back to the center point where it deflects off a stick and escapes the offensive end. Riley Stillman. Park. The Condors don't score. It will carry over into the third period. Power play will. Here's Mariala dancing his way through center. Over the Firebirds line. Off the stick of Hudson, corralled by Griffith. Now for Howard at the center point. Down the right wing side, Seth Griffith. Across, just over top of the net from Lepinen. Snuck his way down once more. Firebirds back out to center. Morrison skies it all the way down the ice. 15 seconds trailing after 2. They are 1-13-1. Griffith in behind the goal for Bakersfield. Taken away by Logan Morrison. Finds some open space. Near side corner, Zach Ewens racing over. Handled through center ice by Yanni Newman. Goes off the stick of Jagger Furcus. Delayed offside against Coachella Valley as Logan Morrison is shown his seat. No penalty called. Firebirds bench wants a call though. Here's a chance on goal. They score. It's Hamlin. Tompkins on the faceoff. One on back for the Firebirds. Helped out to the blue line by Newman. Olofsson fumbled it. Gets it back. Morrison to the corner for Furcus. Dancing along behind the back of the cage was Newman. They'll race it around near side wall where Nelson will test the waters. Condors get it back from inside their own end. Start out to center ice. It's Brown taken away by Furcus up the ice in search of Newman. Newman behind the defense, but not by himself as Lepinen gets it back for Bakersfield. Around for Prokop. Off a stick. Pounded back out to the neutral zone. And Gustav Olofsson handles it back. Morrison right back in over the line. A drop pass turns into a clear around the boards as Furcus is crunched up along the glass. And now the Condors back in the offensive zone. Good stick by Jugnoth as Furcus tries to get it out to center for Morrison. Quinn Hudson, the other words after one before Atro Lepinen made it a one-goal game less than 2 minutes into the period. As now Yanni Newman skates in, fires one off the shoulder of Tompkins. Furcus across. Picked up off the boards by Morrison. Olofsson right side for Nelson. A block by Griffith. And a clear out to center ice for Bakersfield. Hamlin works his way to the far side boards. Cut off behind the net by Olofsson. Furcus takes a whack at it. Can't get it out of the zone though. Max Jones in front. Steered just wide by Griffith, who was all alone. Nelson takes it himself. Catches the red line. Flips it down the ice. Newman awaits the puck in the corner. Brown cycles it away from him. Fergus steps in, tries to get it back for Newman. A centering feed in search of Morrison is blocked by Brown. Arventi over the Coachella Valley blue line. Not given a lot of space. Floats it to the front of the goal. Can it get the stick of D'Amato as a shot stopped by Osman. D'Amato gathers it out of midair for Arventi. 13:45 to go in the third period. Robbie Arventi to the front of the goal. Far side, he scores. But they wave it off to play it for opponents as the Condors are 16-6-1 here in their home building so far this season. Got out to a 7 or 8-0 start to the season. Jugnoff, a couple of tries to get it out to center ice, and a 2-on-1 develops. Morrison across, trying to get it for Fergus. Just got a piece of the skate of Prokop to prevent that. Jugnoff through traffic off the stick of Morrison in wide. Jones couldn't get to the puck. Firebirds keep on it. Morrison, open space. Jugnoff fakes the shot, lets it go. It's blocked by Prokop. Jugnoff twisted away. Griffith out to center. Firebirds have a couple of men back, and Morrison steers that one clear of the Firebirds cage. Newman away from some oncoming pressure. Arventi brings it over the Coachella Valley line to the front of the goal, and it's off the side of the net. Down to the line for Aiken. Left side Carfagna. Poulin back up top. Sam Poulin through traffic and wide. Rebound, Aiken, a blast, and it's gloved. Firebirds win it back to the blue line. Dragosivic punches it off the glass in search of Ewens. It's a little too far away. Now a chance for Hudson on a breakaway. Quinn Hudson stopped by Osman. Rebound tried to late penalty. Osman a couple of saves. Skim it down the ice with 7 seconds left on the Ewens penalty. 7:57 to go in the third period in a 3-3 game. Ewens out of the box. Condors rip it around the boards. Ewens gathers, catches the red line. He'll dump it down the ice, go off for a change. Morrison, meanwhile, races down the ice, can't get to it. And the Condors start out to center. Deflected into the neutral zone by Max Jones. Put the other way by Tyson Jugnoff. Thrown back on in by Bakersfield. Jugnoff to the near side. Intercepted and over top of the goal, and a chance from Brown. Pitlick kept to the outside by Newman. Brown in behind the net. Matvey Petrov, a centering feed knocked away by the stick of Ostman. Jugnoff gets to it for the Firebirds. Fans on the clearing attempt, and now a 2-on-1 for Bakersfield. It's Pitlick in, saved by Howard up top off of Hudson. And out to center ice, Josh Brown on the reset for the Condors. Inside the final 6 minutes of the third period. 2 goals here in the third for the Condors. 1 in the second. They've scored the last 3 to tie the game. Morrison opposite corner dump in. Fergus races down against Stillman. Fergus on the far side boards. Knocked the other way, and Hudson. Back-pocketed is Mariala by Morrison. Newman, nice pass to Morrison, in over the blue line, back to Newman, cross ice for Fergus, a one-timer just wide. Nelson, towards the front of the goal, it gets blocked. Good reach in by Newman, as he tries to cycle away from some Bakersfield pressure. Firebirds begin a change, and Newman up, and Ty Nelson at the blue lines. Jagger Fergus and Yanni Newman accompany Morrison in the offensive end. The Bakersfield Condors win the face-off. It's an icing call against Coachella Valley. Nelson drives into the offensive zone. Osman goes to the bench. Firebirds still not with possession, but now Hayden gets it to the corner. Yanni Newman in front off a stick. Nelson will grab it at the right point. Fergus down low for Newman. To the right point, intercepted. The Condors trying to clear the zone. They get it out. And now a chance out to center ice as Nelson turns around Hamlin. He wants a penalty call. He does not get it, though. Now Jugnoff starts back as 1:22 is left on the clock here in the third period. The Firebirds need a goal to tie the game. Josh Brown against the glass off the skate of Nelson. Cleared down the ice by Bakersfield. A rolling puck will just have enough distance for icing with one. Face-off win for the Firebirds. Jugnoff gets it from Newman. Jugnoff's shot is blocked. Comes to the right point. Comes outside of the zone. Under a minute left. Nelson up the ice. Newman gathers at the red. He'll toss it on in. Lepinin back to retrieve. So is Prokop. Around the wing. Firkus keeps it at the line. Turned over, though. And a good play by Ty Nelson to keep things moving. Yanni Newman cuts down the left wing. Newman in front looking for Stevens, who couldn't swivel it on goal. Clearing attempt for the Condors. This is down the ice. Another icing against Bakersfield. They'll take that. Face-off win for Coachella Valley. Jugnoff down the wing for Newman. 25 to go in the period. Newman waits, fire save, rebound, Firkus, and it wouldn't go. He just missed. Morrison to the near side wall. Trying to flip it down the wing. Punched up and not out. Here's Jugnoff. 10 seconds left. A shot just wide. Firkus across. Newman settles it down. Takes a rip. That's blocked. 3 seconds to go. Last chance. Morrison across. Couldn't get it to Firkus.